Welcome to the Sabbatical Goddess podcast. I am your host, the Sabbatical Goddess. So, in the previous episode, we started talking about the different types of sabbaticals, right? So, we talked about how there are mainly two big categories of sabbaticals, which are the funded sabbatical and the self funded sabbatical. And we also talked about how those two big categories further break down into subcategories. And today is a very special episode, I think, because we're going to talk about my favorite type of professional leave, which is the self funded sabbatical, which breaks down into further subcategories, right? Which I'm going to talk about in this episode. This is the type of sabbatical that I took, and it is the type of leave that I recommend if you're planning on truly transforming your life. That is, if you're not only planning on improving your life and your habits, etc., but also possibly your entire career path. So, this is the most transformative type of sabbatical of all. And it's also the perfect type of sabbatical if you're really wanting to do things that will take a long time, like travel extensively. So, self funded sabbaticals are exactly what they sound like. They are professional leaves that you pay for yourself. So, they require careful personal and financial planning. But it's also the type of leave that allows for so much flexibility and so much freedom. I don't know you, but I'm the type of person that wants the best of both worlds. I want a stable financial life, but I also want to feel like I have some sort of say in my life. Um, and I also want to feel like I have freedom and flexibility to create balance in my life. That's one of the reasons why I think an extended sabbatical, like a 1 year self funded sabbatical, is the best to give you the opportunity to really redesign your life and realign it with your vision of responsibility and freedom. So I'm not saying that we should strive for a life without any type of work or without any type of stress. No. What I'm saying is that an extended sabbatical is going to help you create a work and rest balance in your life, in your professional life. And an extended self funded sabbatical is the type of professional leave that will allow for the most type of flexibility in terms of purpose, structure, activities, and all the space and time that you need to create that balance, to realign your life, um, to get in alignment with your vision of wellness. So, since you have to create your own budget for the self funded sabbaticals, there's a lot to take into consideration, right? Such as how much you're going to save. Do you have dependents? When can you take your sabbatical? Are you going to sell your car? Are you going to Airbnb your house? Are you going to take on freelance gigs, etc., etc.? There's just so much that you can do and so much that you have to think about to structure your self funded professional leave. And don't worry because I'll be unpacking absolutely all of that in this series. So I think this is a perfect time actually to take some water, to drink some water, and to remind you that follow, subscribe, all the social media stuff, right? Follow, subscribe, like, do the little bell, all the things, especially if you don't want to miss out on any information because there's just so much information that I pack into each episode. Okay. Now, first, I want to address something very important. I want to address the number one fear, the number one concern that most people have surrounding self funded sabbaticals, that you probably have concerning of self funded sabbaticals. And that is, how could I possibly afford it? How can I possibly pay for my own 1 year sabbatical? That's crazy, right? That's crazy millennial talk, right? Well, those types of thoughts are very common, and that's like the number one reason a lot of people dismiss the whole possibility, the whole idea of maybe taking an extended professional leave, despite all the benefits. And this is a very sound concern. Very, very valid. And believe me, I'm not here to tell you, don't worry about it. Everything is possible if you just believe. No, I'm not that type of person. I know that there's a lot of people online on YouTube or on social media that really push that manifestation philosophy, and I'm not 100% against that, but I'm not sure that I myself believe in that. I'm more of the ora et labora type of person. So I believe more in action than in empty hopes. Yet I also understand that there is indeed a direct correlation between your actions and your belief system. So, yeah, so we need to look at our thoughts and really see how those intangible types of energies affect our tangible reality. So, yeah, so let's pause for a moment and look at that mentality of scarcity that prevents people from doing so many things, like applying to a prestigious university, or taking their dream vacations in Saudi Arabia, or taking a year-long sabbatical. Um, that belief that you're not worthy, right? That belief that you're not worthy, or somehow fate has decided that others have the life of their dreams, but not you. That deeply rooted belief that makes you give up even before trying. Why? Why do we do that? Why do we give up the possibility of having a beautiful life, a beautiful world, a beautiful existence before even trying ourselves? Of course, the work that all of that requires might be daunting in itself, but I'm not talking about the process of achieving that. I'm talking about the idea that that's even possible. The point is that we don't even allow ourselves that thought. We don't even allow ourselves to entertain that thought as a possible reality because, there's just so many negative things that we can think of very, very easily that could prevent us um, from that possible reality. But if you think about it, how can others have certain things that you want for your life, but that you don't have? And I'm not talking about people that are born into wealth and privilege. I'm talking about people like you and I, or people like Madam CJ Walker, or Cristiano Ronaldo, or maybe even people that you know personally that have built something out of almost nothing through vision and unapologetic action, right? Like people that you know personally that maybe got the job of their dreams, or maybe had the most luxurious, beautiful vacations ever, and posted on social media, or have beautiful, or people that have a beautiful family and cute little kids, or people that paid off their house, things like that, and achievements from people that you know personally. So that there's someone out there that is achieving their full potential in different aspects of their lives. Well, the thing is that some people simply decide to take ownership of their life and their happiness. And little by little, they take action and design their life as best as they can with a clear goal in mind. So, this is not magic. Achieving something big and beautiful that you want for your life is not something that falls from the sky. And it's also not something that just happens to certain people and not to other people. It's simply focused vision followed by patient action. So you see, we really need to break free from that scarcity mentality and start seeing ourselves as worthy of peace, worthy of abundance, worthy of love, worthy of respect, and worthy of rest. We need to learn to also start seeing good life experiences as investments. And notice, I didn't say stuff. I said life experiences as investments. If you think about it, life experiences are really the most valuable thing that you can do in your life right now. And another reason why experiences are just so valuable is because life itself is finite. Your fancy stuff, they're not going to go with you to the afterlife. But your experiences and your knowledge, those are things that are going to stay imprinted in your soul forever. Those are things that really edify you as a person, those treasures that nobody can take away from you. You know, I remember during the COVID-19 pandemic, I started to realize the value of life experiences, of experiences in general, good and bad, that will teach me something, that will create good memories and just make me feel alive. And I started realizing the importance of life experiences, not only because of the pandemic, which was a tragedy of humanity, but also because I started having chronic health issues. Right around, right around before the pandemic, when I left the army, like right before and during the whole pandemic, I started developing serious chronic health issues. Some of which I'm still struggling with today. And those type of things really change a person. They really change your perspective, and they make you think about, what is it that I really want to do in this life? What is it that is really important for me? So I went through that type of mental process of reprioritizing my life. And it wasn't only me. There were so many people that faced existential crisis during the COVID-19 pandemic. You can read all about that. Not sure why we don't talk too much about the pandemic anymore. I think it's because of the collective trauma, but there was so much research done during the pandemic and in the wake of it, concerning how um, all of that affected the culture of work. So, anyways, I realized that if I got sick and died, and I know this sounds very dramatic, but during that time, I thought to myself, if I got sick and died, I would actually die with some major regrets. And again, I know it sounds dramatic, but it's truly what I thought and felt at that time. So, one of the things I thought about a lot was that if I got seriously sick and I perished, I didn't want to leave the world or grow old without traveling to Brazil. Yes, I know. I needed to go visit Brazil at least once before leaving this earth. Um, so I wasn't really worried about not having kids or buying the house of my dreams or uh those type of things. So as the borders of the world closed indefinitely, I grew even more anxious about not having visited Brazil. I thought to myself, is is the world ever going to open up? When is the world going to open up? Am I going to be able to travel soon? And also, travel has always been a very important activity in my life. I'm not sure why, but it's always been something that makes me feel alive and helps me heal. So, yeah, so traveling to Brazil for me was a major goal for many reasons. So right after the vaccines started rolling out, I remember one day after work, I called my sister and told her, um, we need to go to Brazil. I told her, we need to go to Brazil. You don't understand. The borders are opening up. I think it's possible for us to fly to Brazil right now. Um, we need to find a way. I was checking, did she have her vaccine? I already had received my vaccines. And yeah, so I was ready to plan this trip with her. And she was probably thinking, what's up with this girl? Because I was just talking and venting because it was just such an important thing that I felt I needed to do as soon as possible. And yeah, she just listened to me very patiently. And then we agreed on a date that would be convenient for the both of us, something that would fit both of our busy schedules because we were both working a lot. And that's it. And then I planned the most beautiful itinerary, and we ended up spending 5 glorious days in Rio de Janeiro, right before the year of right before the new year of 2022. And I can't even begin to explain how amazing, how extremely happy I was, and how amazing the whole trip was. I'm such a fan of Brazilian culture and Brazilian Portuguese, and we just had the best time of our lives. I mean, it was just us two free women walking around Rio de Janeiro and having the best time of our lives. So, this is a good example of enriching life experiences that are like personal life investments. The type of investment that adds value to your life and that absolutely nobody can take away from you. The trip did cost me $5,000. And I personally paid for everything myself to include contingencies. But as a result, I just had or we had the one of the best experiences of our life. We called it a sister trip. My sister and I grew closer, and we don't get to see each other too much. We live in separate countries, so we have that experience that nobody can take away from us, and just stories to tell, and that good feeling of like a strengthened sisterhood between us. And also after the trip, I said, okay, I'm good. Like now, my number one travel priority has been satisfied. So if God forbid the borders are closed again, or some war or something happens, at least I went there once. So yeah, so that small example of us going to Brazil is really how I see um, self-funded sabbaticals as investments in your life that have immeasurable value. By the way, I want to say a hi to my sister Chama, who listens to all my podcast episodes. Hi Chama, you're probably getting ready to go to work. Okay, so once you're in that right mindset and you're ready to invest in yourself, in your sabbatical, the next thing you need to do is to choose the main focus of your professional leave. Yes, you have to do this. You have to pick your sabbatical theme or the focus of your sabbatical before even starting on your budget. Choosing the specific type of self funded sabbatical that you want to take is the critical first step before diving into creating your sabbatical book or building your budget, like I said. Because without a clear idea of what you hope to achieve, whether it's personal growth or creative exploration or professional skill building or, rest, travel, etc., you might risk wasting time and resources on a budget that doesn't align with your true goals and with your final sabbatical vision. So again, sabbaticals are an investment in yourself, right? So understanding your why allows you to tailor every aspect of the experience and then come up with a number or the amount of funds that you will need to satisfy that plan. So, yeah, so by clarifying your vision, you ensure that your planning effort and financial framework are intentional and aligned with the transformative outcome you desire. And it also maximizes both your time and your money. So, if this seems daunting, and you don't even know where to start or what to do, you only know that you want to take a 12 to 14 month self-funded sabbatical. Don't worry, because I have made the process a whole lot easier by creating a special categorization system and a pathways assignment process that's going to help you so much, inspire you, and again, make the whole process so enjoyable and so satisfying. I wonder if you can hear me drinking water every time I drink water near the microphone. So, I think this is a great opportunity to remind you all that the Sabbatical Goddess podcast is on Amazon Music. So, if you have an Alexa device or the Alexa app, all you have to do is to ask your Alexa to play the Sabbatical Goddess podcast, and she will play it for you. You can do that while you're getting ready to go to work in the mornings or you're commuting to go to work. Okay, so let's now talk about my special categorization system for self-funded sabbaticals. And I call that categorization system Sabbatical Pathways, which is also the name of my business. So, this system is rooted in my holistic wellness approach, where each sabbatical pathway is designed to address every aspect of your life that contributes to overall wellness, such as physical, mental, financial wellness, lifestyle, and the like. So, for those who might not be too familiar with holistic wellness, Holistic wellness is an evidence based approach to health and human potential that considers the interconnectedness of mind, body, and soul. And it aims to create balance across those multiple aspects of life. I believe in holistic wellness a lot. And as someone who is a certified wellness coach, I can see how valuable and how utilitarian wellness practices are. I've also have seen how holistic wellness has improved my life personally by giving me the knowledge and the utilitarian approach that I need to again improve certain areas of my life. So with this in mind, I've developed four distinct sabbatical pathways, each rooted in holistic wellness while offering a unique focus to your professional leave, to your sabbatical. And these pathways are designed to simplify the planning process and provide you with a clear starting point and framework for creating a sabbatical experience that aligns with your personal goals and aspirations. And each pathway focuses on a main theme or like a main approach to help you focus your interests and your needs. So let's look at my four sabbatical pathways. So, first, we have the Civis Mundi pathway. I use the ecclesiastical pronunciation of Civis Mundi, by the way, just in case you're wondering why it's pronounced that way. But it is Civis Mundi. And this transformative sabbatical weaves together adventure, immersive travel, cultural exchange, and even impactful opportunities, international opportunities that will help you search for meaning afar and within. So, whether you feel the need to spread your tired wings or explore new environments, or even work with disadvantaged communities abroad, or learn or practice a new language, Civis Mundi offers a chance to align your journey with purpose and unique adventure. So, with Civis Mundi, you can heal and grow and explore. And at the end of your sabbatical, you graduate as a citizen of the world. I love the Civis Mundi sabbatical pathway because that was my sabbatical pathway. And I mean, it was just so wonderful. I felt like, and I feel like that changed my life completely for the better. I know it sounds like an exaggeration, but I really do feel like my sabbatical changed my life for the better. And I'm so glad that I took that risk to do my sabbatical and to do the Civis Mundi because I mean, I just did so much. I traveled completely alone. I was hiking in beautiful Switzerland. I was drinking wine in Tuscany. I walked and talked with pilgrims in Santiago de Compostela. I just filled my cup so much during the Civis Mundi. And yeah, I recommend that pathway if you're wanting to achieve everything that I talked about and especially focus on traveling and expanding your own boundaries. So the next path you can choose from is the path seeker pathway. So the path seeker pathway, and this sabbatical will empower you to find your true vocation, release limiting beliefs, embrace your unique talents, and design an intentional future full of purpose and abundance. So with this pathway, you can take a real break from the corporate ladder, and reignite that joie de vivre that most of us lose with our 9 to 5 jobs and gain clarity on your vocation and life purpose through rest and exploration. I recommend this path if you're interested in getting an actionable plan to transition into a fulfilling or a more fulfilling vocation with confidence and clarity. And I especially recommend this path if you're seriously considering changing your careers or even changing your jobs, right? You might still want to be in your same field of work, but might want to change direction slightly by working for someone else or working somewhere else. Okay, so the next path is something that I love so much, which is the Luna Fide pathway. Luna Fide is a path designed to focus on your body and your soul. It's designed to focus on body and soul realignment and healing. So, this sabbatical focuses on holistic wellness and spiritual development, helping you reconnect with yourself and regain that balance in profound levels. So, this pathway is also shaped around your unique vision of wellness, right? Everybody has a different vision of what their full potential looks like. And it also utilizes this path also utilizes syncretic spiritual approaches to guide you to that healing through that healing journey. This path is for you if you're mainly interested in reclaiming your overall wellness and realign yourself with the divine power. Okay, so that was Luna Fide, and I have one more. Okay, yes. So I have the last but not least, not less amazing sabbatical pathway, which is called Bellatorish. So the Bellatorish pathway. Um, Bellatorish is a transformative experience crafted for navigating the transition from military life to a fulfilling civilian life, right? So, as an Army veteran, this pathway is very close to my heart because I know how much um, transitioning veterans can benefit from taking a proper sabbatical, and I know how much they go through uh, while they while they're separating from their service. There are resources, some resources that are given to soon to be veterans to help them with that transition. But if you're a veteran or if you are a service member going through that process, you know, only you and God know how stressful it is and how different it is for you to go through from military life to a civilian life. Like there's just so much that goes into that. And a few weeks of civilian life training or separation, transition type of training is not enough to really give you a good plan and a beautiful, path for you to walk right out, from uniform to your civilian life. So a sabbatical, I think, is almost crucial for someone like that because if you have that time and that space to really design, to really um, reflect on what you want and design the life that you want, then it's a much easier transition. It can become a much easier transition. And it can also result in less chronic issues, chronic health and mental issues after your time in service. So, this path is especially designed for service members and it provides all that the tools, the support, and the clarity needed for them to create a purposeful and reinvigorated life outside the service. So, yes, whether you're seeking to rediscover your individuality, heal and recover, or embrace your value beyond your uniform and beyond your unit, um, then Bellatorish is the best path for you. I don't know how long this episode is going to be. I feel like I always say that, and I'm sorry if this episode is like super long, but I just want to add here that after the Bellatorish pathway is that I wish I would have taken my sabbatical right after I left the army because I am convinced that things would have been better if I did. And what's funny is that my mom, hi to my mom. Oh my God, she was really enthusiastic about the idea of me leaving the army and just taking a break. She told me many times how important it was for me to just take a break. But the problem is that once you leave the army, I was in the army, but it applies to all the other service members or the services. Once you leave that life, you can't just turn off that green button. You just it's impossible to turn it off. You still feel that drive and that need to be productive, to almost punish yourself and be productive every day. And the more you suffer, the better. It's like that mentality that the more you sacrifice, the better. The better you're doing your job, the better value you have. And it's hard to turn off that constant angst and that constant drive that the military indoctrinates into you. So, with a sabbatical, you're allowed that space underpinned by the right type of activities for you to progressively detox from that stressful lifestyle, which is the military. I wish I would have done that, but I didn't. I went straight into working on my master's degree full time. I literally studied every time, every day, all day. And that's all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was study full time, take as many credits as I could all day long, to finish my this degree as fast as possible. And I did not allow myself rest, fun, or anything like that. And yeah, that triggered those chronic health issues that I talked about at the beginning of this episode. So, Bellatorish is a beautiful pathway possibility for people that are transitioning from the military. And I'm really proud of that program. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I'm really excited to keep talking to you all about the sabbatical pathways and about sabbaticals in this podcast series. So thank you so much for listening. I want to remind you all to go on YouTube, and these episodes are on YouTube. So go on YouTube and follow me there. I have other videos there as well. And if you're listening to this through Spotify or any of those similar apps, then follow me. Give me like a rating. Hopefully, you give me a good rating, and yeah, that way other people can find this type of content. One more thing, if you listen to this episode through the end, I would love if you could comment sabbatical pathways in the comment box. If you're listening through YouTube, I'm not sure if you can comment on Spotify. I think you can, but I'm going to check everywhere. So please comment sabbatical pathway on the comment section of those platforms, so that I can count how many people listened to the episode until the very end. And if you did, great. Thank you so much. I love you, and I hope to see you in my next episode.
I got you, and you got me. We're just one big family, yeah. Oh, you just get it, yeah. Oh, you just get it.